Today we're working on day 24 of our Scrap Quilt Block Challenge, High 5, where we use exactly 5 scraps to build our block. Hi, I'm Jackie of Junkgal63 Studio, and here we do all things with scrap fabric. Today's quilt block is the classic Economy Quilt Block, but we're going jumbo with it. This is one of those blocks that works beautifully on its own or as a whole quilt. And when you imagine using every color and print from that overflowing scrap bin, oh yes, it becomes something pretty special. For each day of this challenge, you'll get a simple prompt to help you spark ideas for your block. Anything goes. I've got a free prompt sheet for you to download. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I'm making each block 12 inches square, and on the last day, we'll bring everything together with a quilt as you go style. And remember, no rules, no perfection. Let's get started. Here are the materials you're going to need. Pick out 5 pieces of scrap from your scrap pile. I do have a chart. I'll insert it here so you can screenshot it in case you want to make your economy block different sizes. You can do that. For example, if you wanted to do 4 6-inch economy blocks and put those together, but you can make it your own. But today we're making a 12-inch square economy block. It's going to be a jumbo one. So what you're going to need is one center square that is 6.5 inches. You'll need 2 squares for the first set that are cut to 5.25 inches. And 2 squares for your second set that is cut to 7.5 inches square. And you'll notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces from my scrap pile because we're making this a scrappy economy block. It'll be fun. Then you'll also need your 12.5 inch square piece of batting, 12.5 inch square piece of backing fabric, rulers of choice, iron and ironing surface, and your basic sewing notions. The first step in all of this is to cut your fabric pieces according to the measurements. You'll use exactly 5 scraps for your pieces. Take the 2 5.25 inch squares and the 2 7.5 inch squares. Cut each of those into triangles and leave the center square as is. I have my first set of squares that are cut to 5.25, and what I want to do is cut those into triangles. We're just going to go from corner to corner, just like that. Take my rotary cutter and cut those. So now we have our 4 triangles for that pile. Then I want to take my second set, take 1 from each. I have extra in case I want to make another one. Lay those together and cut those from corner to corner. And there's those. We'll get rid of our extra pieces here so we don't become confused. For my centerpiece, I chose this rose. I thought that was really pretty. Grab your square and grab 1 piece of each of these. And we want to find the center on our fabric. If you want, you could mark it. All right, I've got that marked, and then I need to find the center of my triangle. Just fold that. Just fold that like this. Place a mark if you'd like. Line up those marks, put them together, and be very careful because this is stretchy because it was cut on the bias. We're going to pin that, and then we'll line these 2 up on the mark, pin, and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way across. I like to flip mine over so I can see on this side and sew all the way across on both of these sides. It's going to look like this. Then what you want to do is press the seams, and by pressing I mean just placing your iron on it. You don't want to move your iron around to stretch the fabrics. Then press it open. Just like that. Again, just lay your iron on it. It will look like this. Next, we'll take our remaining 2 smaller triangles and we want to line up these seams to get that center, and then I'll make a mark. And if you don't want to make a mark, you don't have to. It's just easier for me if I do it just to be sure. All right, and there's my center. And then I'll find the center on my triangle here, and I'll mark that. And I'll go ahead and place that on those marks, pin that. And if you wanted, you could pin all the way across and fold this one and mark. And my mark is right there. And we will pin. Again, I flip mine over on the back and sew from the back. And you're just doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way across on both sides. This is what it looks like on the back. And if we flip it over, here's what it's going to look like. And we could have switched these around, but I kind of wanted it like this. So you put it how you would like it. We still need to press these 2. Again, just press them and then press open. Now, do you see where these points are? We want to trim a 1/4 inch over from that on all the points. Depending on how you sew, you may not need to trim. I'm sure that I do. And then there's a 1/4 inch mark on the ruler. You can use this one. And then I just put the mark on a 1/4 inch away from that point, just to trim. And you'll do that all the way around. And then that will clean all of that up, making it look very pretty. This one needs a little more. There's our 1/4 inch mark. And where's that point? Right there. And there we have the first part of our economy block. I really like this. Next, lay out the triangles for this set, how you would like those. Now these 2, I think I will mix up just like that. These ones are pretty simple to line up the center because the point is the center. So you can just do a fold on your triangles, and then I'll do a mark and on this one, and then I'll make a mark. Then all I have to do is line up right on that point, flip it over, and pin. You guys will go a lot faster than I do. And then same way with this one. There is the point. So we'll line up on that and pin. 1/4 inch seam allowance on both of those. This is what it looks like right now on the front and on the back. Press and then press open, but be gentle. This is what we have now. Next, all we need to do is add these 2. Again, we'll mark those centers and we're looking for that point. That's where we're going to line it up to, just like that. And then we'll pin there. Same thing with this one. This economy block is just a classic. And it's, if you need to put together a quilt real fast, you could just cut out your pieces really fast. Make them any size you want. Okay. And then line up that mark with that and pin. I'll take this to the sewing machine and I will sew from the back again. When I have that done, I'll be right back. This is what it looks like from the sewing machine, and then the back. And then I just need to press this and then press it open. And here it is all pressed. Here's what the back looks like. I'm pretty proud of myself. This looks pretty clean back here. So pretty. And the rose in the center. So let's get this squared up. We have lots of room here. And I'm just squaring it to the 12.5, and then I will completely square it up after we get the quilting done. But I'm just making sure that I have enough room on each side of those points. Yes, yes. Maybe over just a little. Quilt blocks always look so pretty right after they're trimmed, right? But that one just doesn't want to come off. There we go. Just hanging on there. And then we turn this around. And again, I'm squaring it 12.5 because I know once I quilt it, I will lose some of it. And there it is. So pretty. And we only used 5 pieces of scrap fabric. All that's left to do is grab a piece of backing fabric right side down, a piece of batting, and then we'll put on our beautiful scrappy economy block. And I will just do a simple stitch in the ditch on this one. All right, off to the sewing machine to do the quilting. Another one done. So pretty. Let's get this squared up. First we need to pull out those pins. And I want to make sure at these points I have a 1/4 inch. And I think that will be good. It looks like I have a 1/4 inch here. Once we put our quilt together, I have a feeling we'll lose those points, but and then we'll put it on the 12 mark. Yeah, I still have a 1/4 inch there. I don't on this side, which is fine. Maybe I'll move it over just a little and then come back and trim on this side. Yes, I think I could do that. Maybe like that. Okay, and then we will bring it back and trim over here. Retain what points we can, right? And here it is, so cute. If you have any questions at all, be sure to pop them in the comments below. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a Bible verse and a final thought to encourage you. The Bible verse is from Psalm 73, verse 26. My flesh and my heart fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. When we're piecing scraps together, it's a quiet reminder that even when we feel worn thin or stretched at the edges, God holds every part of our lives with steady hands. He fills in the places where we feel weak and strengthens what feels small. As you sew today, let this be a moment to pause, breathe, and remember who carries you. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and commenting. It truly brightens my day. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And until the next video, God bless you.